Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
I'm Jerry Byrne, Irish Radio it is. Now, since lockdown, I was speaking to many of the great and the good and the talents of music. My next guest is a singer and songwriter from Ashbourne in County Meath. The music was in the DNA. His parents had a band and he started performing when he was just 15, and after that the rest is history. He's achieved much in a musical career. He's once a drummer with Nigel Connell and he played a lead role in Irish the Musical. He released the album Nothing Left to Say, and in 2016 made a huge impact when he reached the final of The Voice of Ireland. I'm delighted to say hello to Nigel Connell. Nigel, how are you?
Hi Jerry, how are you? Good evening to all your listeners.
Listen, great to catch up with you. Listen, you're one guy that has never, you could never be put into any particular musical genre. You've done almost everything. You've sang country, sort of rock. You've done classical work. You've done all sorts of things.
Yeah, sure. Why not? My whole kind of theory is if you love music, music shouldn't be put in a box. It should be it's there to consume and get it into your system. And I was very, very lucky that my mum and dad had a country band, and I was reared on country music from Big Tom to Susan McCann to Philomena Begley. And then when I got a little bit older, I started listening to my rock music, but I still would have went with mum and dad, and I still always listened to my country music. So then I had the flair of rock and the flair of country, and then when I got a bit older and I started really singing, classical music became part of my life then. So I had three genres there, and with the drumming, playing drums was an easy kind of a thing for me to sit in with Daniel Dolan because I knew all the songs, because mum and dad were fans. And I was very, very lucky that I was exposed to all this music, and I was never one to put myself in any genre. I always said to myself, if I can do whatever style of music it is and do it well then I'm not going to, hide behind something and say to people that, I'm not going to be a rock singer. I'm not going to be. I feel I do them all justice, and I like to try and do a little bit of, I like to push myself to the limit all the time. So that's basically it, Jerry. Yeah.
Well, actually, you've been described in terms of a big voice and a sort of like Ireland's successor to the late Joe Dolan.
Yeah, that's a first. Colin T. Wilkinson is a hero of mine, and he's somebody that I got to meet just last year. And he comes from the same kind of stable. He was a rock singer, and then was in classical music, and of course with the lead in Les Mis. And it's just something, like my drumming career. As I said, I grew up listening to country music, so I was always playing country music with the drums. But when I got into singing, I just basically wanted to sing everything. And Joe Dolan was another hero of mine. I've seen him live loads of times, and I met the band loads of times. I never got to meet Joe, but I used to always go in early enough to the whenever he'd playing At Boy in the Car with Arms. I'd always go in to try and meet Joe, and I'd never get to meet him. But I met Anthony, his drummer, and I would have met Ray Dolan, and all the Dolan family, but it was just unfortunate that I never got to meet Joe. It was something that I would have loved to have done, but what a tremendous singer that we were blessed with.
Indeed, truly incredible artist. It must have been a great experience, your years on the road with Daniel O'Donnell. I mean, Daniel is such a sort of a consummate professional.
It was amazing. It came at a very, very great point in my life because I had, we had a family business, and unfortunately things had started to slip down and recession was kicking in, and it wasn't going very well. And I decided it's time to pick up the drumsticks again, and I got a call from Daniel's niece and Sean Riley, who was Daniel's manager at the time, basically saying that there was a position there that if I was interested, would I take the gig? And I went, yeah, it's a no-brainer. I'd love to do it. My first tour was 3 months in Australia, so why not? So, I travelled with Daniel for the guts of 6 years, and I've seen places that people can only dream of. But at that stage, I wasn't married. I was a single guy, and I got married then, and a little boy, and my mum started to get sick, and I decided that this wasn't for me anymore. I needed to be at home, especially for my mum. My mum was passed away in 2017 with cancer, and we had a tough time in the last 2 years of her life, and I was so fortunate that I was there for her when she passed. So, but like I'm still great friends with Daniel, and we have a few things coming up in the pipeline where I can't just say at the moment, but a few things coming up that I'm going to be doing with Daniel. So I'm very, very lucky that he's still a great friend of mine, and I can call on him whenever I need something. So it's great.
Indeed. I'm sorry to hear about your mother. Difficult times. Indeed, that must have been. No doubt about that. But listen,
Yes.
You're also involved, Nigel, with a band called Take It to the Limit. It's a huge thing. It's got Simon Casey, Johnny Brady, the Sheerans. It's a big show.
Yeah, I worked with Nathan Carter after finishing with Daniel. I did a full tour with Nathan Carter as for backing vocals and percussion. And at that time, a young Tom Sheeran was playing violin with Nathan, and I had known Tom for years ago when I was in Eurosong in '99. He played keyboards for me, and he also part of the Sheeran family that I was with Sean O'Farrell, and it was almost the full Sheeran family band that was in that band. So Tom had a dream that he wanted to do this Eagles show, and he asked me would I be interested in doing it, and I said, Jesus, I'd be definitely interested in doing it. But like, who else is in the band? And he basically said to me, well, Simon Casey and Johnny Brady. And I went, no problem. I'm there. I'm your man. I love to do it. So we basically just did one gig, and we decided we'd just do one gig just to see how it would go, and it just went through the roof. Social media went through the roof, and the fact that it's a 10-piece band, everybody's sharing through social media. So you have a 10-way split going through social media. So the videos were just flying through the roof. And then Johnny had a tremendous fan base, and so did Simon. And I had a great fan base through Daniel. And it was just, this year was really, really meant to be a terrific year for us. And we had a full tour starting off there in April, which was completely cancelled. We were meant to be in Germany tonight, starting a 10-day tour of Germany, which was cancelled as well. So, it's a hard one, but I know we will be there when things open up again. We'll be there, and we're very lucky that it's a concert show and it's not a dance show. The dance circuit in Ireland that's going to be very, very hard for it to get back on its feet.
Indeed, yes, by the very the very sort of nature of the thing. But I think really for all types of music, I think it shows. I think the secret bullet really that we've kind of got to get is a vaccine, a universal vaccine.
Yeah, if you can get the vaccine, and please God, hopefully soon, people will start trusting, being around other people again, and like especially in that Irish dance circuit where you are jiving and you are doing your old time waltzes and your foxtrots, and it's tough because you can't stay 2 meters away from somebody, or so I'm just hoping that with the vaccine coming in, and even the concerts, it could be easily managed a little bit more where you are putting the restrictions in between people's seats, but the personality and the connection has gone for me at that stage. We need to get people back in an environment where they're comfortable with sitting beside somebody. If somebody has a cough or somebody has a sneeze, that they're not going to run away and think that they're going to die or something like that. So we hope that the vaccine comes soon, and for all our sakes, because we need music. It's the only thing that we have for our mental health and keep us going is music, and unfortunately it's not there at the moment, and I think it's very, very sad that it's not there, but there's nothing we can do, and we have to keep people's safety first, and that's the way it has to be.
Indeed. Now you're also involved in the Ivory Sessions. Can you tell us about that?
The Ivory Sessions was an idea that came up by a keyboard player that I know for a long time. Mark Cahill was his name, and he basically set it up in lockdown as well. He needed to try and get his music out there because he wasn't in Ireland. A lot of musicians, self-employed musicians, and we're getting paid kind of every Tuesday on a certain amount of money, but it's not great. But Mark unfortunately wasn't getting that money, and so he decided he'd set up a thing called the Irish Sessions, where he'd just try and maybe get some singers in and record some videos with him, and hopefully it would be a brand name and people would start to pay him for recording sessions and everything, and it has worked tremendous for him. It's keeping food on the table for him and his family, and he's getting top quality names coming in now. At the start, I basically started it off for him, and I had got Charlie McGettigan, and I got Mark Roberts, and I got Brendan Keeley, and people like that, and now I've got Johnny Brady for him, and then he mixes it in with Songwriters Week, and he mixes it in with Showband Week, and it's something that's very good for social media. And at the moment, a lot of people are doing live streams, and a lot of people are doing videos on social media. And with Mark, he offers a very top quality video with top quality sound and backing. So, and that's very important. There's a lot of videos out there at the moment, and they're not great, and that's why you don't get people's attention. But with the Irish Sessions, you definitely get people's attention. With the quality is just tremendous.
Indeed. Now, you created quite a stir recently when you announced that you were actually moving to Germany. It's an unfortunate event, but my wife is German, and I have a 2-year-old son, and we basically have nothing at the moment music-wise here in Ireland, and it looks like there's going to be nothing till at least probably June, July 2022. So we had spent about 5 months in Germany this year, over and back, and we just decided that it was a great time for us to move, and so we're selling my family home here, and we're moving to Germany. We're hopefully going to be in Germany for maybe January or February of 2021, and that's the plan. And then still, if work comes in with Take It Limit, and if work comes in with with other projects, I will still fly over and back. It's not the end of the world. But yesterday, it caused a bit of a stir on social media where people thought I was kind of leaving and gone forever. But I will be flying over and back. It's only an hour and 50 minutes, so nobody says anything when you get into a van and drive from Meath to Killarney for 6 hours. So when you fly from Frankfurt to Dublin, it's only an hour and 50 minutes. So I can get over and back. They'll be still sick of looking at me, Jerry. Right. So tell me this, Nigel. Are you going to do any musical work in Germany?
Yeah, well, the plan is hopefully in 2022, if I can, finish off everything that I have to do in 2021, and then just try and do some tours with the Take It Limit boys and stuff like that. I would rather, if I can just work down in Germany, whether it's with another band or whether it's with a 2-piece or a 3-piece. There is a very good, strong, healthy scene there, and I'd like to try and tap into that scene if I could, and that would be the plan from 2022 on.
Right.
To try and to I have a great contact there at the moment in Germany who is really looking out for us for the Eagles show and that as well. If I can kind of tap into the end of the music scene over there with my own original music, because original music is a very strong point in Germany, and it's something that I really want to get my music out there, and unfortunately it probably doesn't fit into the genre that they're playing here in Ireland in other radio stations.
Right, so, indeed. And you've no doubt you've got a good grasp of the language at this stage.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I can hold my own, and I'm very good in conversation with people. I can understand, and I know what they're talking about me. And I can order my food, and I can pay for my drink. So I'm pretty good. I'm good now at this stage. But yeah. But the Germans, I have to say, are very, very good. If you kind of try to speak a little bit of German to them, they will always come back and start speaking English to you. It's kind of crazy. Like I will always try to speak a bit German, but once they know that they're kind of speaking with an accent, they kind of go, "Oh, well, where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Ireland." "Oh, I love Ireland." It's great, you know.
Yes.
It didn't work for me in France, though. I think in France they don't like to do that. They just speak French.
Right. Yes. And of course, when you're Irish, we generally travel well around the world. You know, we generally are greeted pretty good. So you're lucky.
Yeah, like I always say that before I sing Danny Boy. If I'm ever in a bar and I'm in trouble, or if I'm ever out of money, you sing a bar of Danny Boy, and you'll always get sorted.
Yes, indeed. Listen, fair play to you on on all you've done. You certainly have a heck of a career. One of the things you did actually was, I believe, you did a tribute. You were doing the part of Bono in a Joshua Tree tribute.
Yeah, I'm actually in a project at the moment called Beyond the Music, and we basically take classic albums and we record them with a full orchestra. And our first roll of the dice was the classic album, The Joshua Tree by U2. So we basically went through the whole U2 family, and we got permission to re-record the album. And we used the Prague Philharmonic Symphony Orchestra on it, and we used the Dublin Gospel Choir, and we recorded the full album from start to finish with new arrangements. And it took us 3 years basically to get this done. And it's basically there sitting now at the moment. We have a tour in France in March, and it's still going ahead. It hasn't been cancelled as of yet, but it's a 3-week tour in March, so we're just hoping to God that still it's going to happen. And if not, it's back to the drawing board. It's something that it's a very personal project for me, because I put it together with a business partner of mine, a very good friend of mine, Brendan Rayburn from County Louth, and we put the show together. And 3 years in the making. We have an agent from London who's an Irish guy, and we have some amazing things lined up. But unfortunately, if nothing's open, it won't see the light of day. And that's for it's very, very sad that we put a lot of money into this project, and it's just sitting there now at the moment, and with equipment as well, because we have a big visual experience to go along with this. So, please God, hopefully people will get to see it, but it's called Beyond the Music, and we reimagine the Joshua Tree, and I'm playing the part of Bono in this role. So it's not really a tribute show as such, it's more of a celebration of that album, if you know what I mean. And then we'll be taking another album after that. It won't be always U2, it could be Bruce Springsteen, it could be Billy Joel, it could be anybody, Right. It just so happened that we started and it was the Joshua Tree, U2. So.
Yeah, it sounds very, very interesting. Definitely does. Nigel, listen, it's lovely to catch up with you.
Thanks, Sherry.
You've been a busy lad over the years. You've done almost everything out there in music and all sorts of musical genres. And listen, I wish you all the luck in the world in Germany, and we'll catch up, no doubt, along the way.
Please God, call anytime. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everything you're doing for the Irish music scene. It's a scene, and it's going to get harder, so we need good men on the ground, and fair play to you, and thank you so much for all your help.
It's a real pleasure, Nigel. Listen, good luck to yourself, your wife, and your son, and one and all.
Thank you very much.
Stay safe and well.
God bless. Thanks, Jerry.